If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's going on? What's going on?
Chilling.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, sir. Definitely that. All of us are here today because of a mother, so definitely want to wish all the moms a happy Mother's Day.
For sure.
But let's just get right to it, man. What a card last night.
This card definitely over-delivered, in my
It
opinion.
absolutely did. It absolutely did.
All right, go ahead, bro.
What would you give it overall?
I don't give out 10, so I give it a solid. I give it a 9 out of 10, just because something very unexpected happened that I didn't expect to happen. No lower than an 8.5. I thought it was gonna be a 6.57, but I'm giving it like an 8.59.
Yeah, man, it had everything, man. It had a lot of upsets. It had exciting fights. It had brutal finishes. It had technical masterpieces. It had the blood in the guts. It touched all areas, man, and had your upsets. And it's always fun when you see people win money, you know?
Yeah, that too.
So we'll just jump right into it. And I think I beat you in the picks. I'm pretty sure I did.
I'm tallying them up now as we go along.
All right, so open up the card in a bantamweight bout between Superman Brad Katona and Begzat Al-Makan.
Not much to this fight. Al-Makan, he caught him with a nasty uppercut, dropped him, caught him with some follow-up hand fist, and finished him.
Yeah.
even though he was the favorite, I picked Brackatona to win. I thought that he'd be able to utilize his wrestling and well-roundedness to get the fight to the mat and just get a decision win. But I was wrong about that.
Yeah, I was definitely wrong about this one too. Didn't see it playing out this way. Brad Katana has never been finished in over 23, 24 fights. Last night he was finished in the first round quite handily and convincingly. Uh, uh, Begzat, he had the momentum from the jump. Fast, crisp strikes and just powerful. I didn't see it coming. I knew he had some striking, but like you said, I thought Brad Katona would be able to use his well-roundedness, considering what I saw Umar do to Begzat. But yeah, right out the gates, first round finish.
First two fights, is looking pretty good, and because Umar was his first fight, he lost that one, nothing to sneeze at, and then this one he showed out pretty good.
Definitely. So you think he gonna be a contender at bantamweight? Because you know he won and one in the UFC now. What you think that was a fluke? You think?
No, I think he legit, bro. I think he's gonna be a contender. Not gonna say champion, but I'll say he's gonna be a contender though.
Okay. So moving on, fight 2 of the night, we had Daniel Santos versus Jung Young Lee. This fight was definitely one of those surprise fights. I felt like it could go either way when we talked about it Friday. So I literally said, whoever you pick, I'm picking the opposite guy. So I can't take too much credit. Like, I saw it playing out that way. I just knew that it was pretty evenly matched. Jung Young Lee came out on fire, definitely won the first round. But Daniel Marcos, I think, got more aggressive in the second round. And anytime, this is one of those fights where whoever was backing up was losing. And Jung Young Lee got tired because he tried to finish the fight. And that was the recurring theme of the night. Somebody try to get a finish and they don't get it. Go downhill. So, Jung Young Lee definitely need to work on that cardio, and he need to stop throwing everything into every shot. I think when you win, he got like 4 first-round knockouts. So I think he don't really have a plan B.
Yeah, I believe he dropped Santos in the first round, but other than that, it was pretty much from there on out. Santos controlled the pace of the fight, and he was catching them with some good shots. And like you said, he got to work on his cardio.
And it was crazy because Santos did miss weight, but he was coming off a 2-year layoff, fighting the weight class up. So I did feel like if anybody was going to gas, it was going to be Santos, but that wasn't the case. Once he realized Jung Young Lee was tired, he started using his wrestling to his advantage. One thing I will say about this fight, both guys, when they stood in the pocket, was eating some nasty body shots.
Yeah, he did.
So this fight right here, man, it was kind of sad for me. We both called it before this fight. We were saying how Bruno Silva should not be fighting and coming off of 5 knockout losses in a row. He had retired himself, said his head wasn't in it, came back, and Marc-Andre Barriault finished him with a vicious elbow up against the cage, made him face plant, caught him with a couple extra strikes, and this was one of those scary, scary knockouts. Second time in my life I've ever seen somebody carried out on the stretcher because of a knockout.
Yeah, the reason why we both picked Bruno Silva to get finished in this fight because we knew his head wasn't in the game. He wasn't there mentally, and this just shows, man, like, this is a dangerous sport. You got to have your head in the game. Even people that do have their head in the game still get finished and knocked out. And you coming into this fight against a dangerous person in his own town, and you're telling me that you're not there mentally and everything, and this is the result. You get stretched out, you know. So
Yeah,
even though I'm not gonna say I got too much sympathy for him, but I do hope he okay. Hope everything good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of crazy because some people, like when this is all you know, and it's like it's easy to say, "Oh, this guy shouldn't fight again."
You gotta
But
find a second career, bro.
huh?
You gotta find life after fighting. You feel me? Whatever
Yeah,
that is.
he
Coaching,
definitely do. But
commentating, something.
I agree 100%. But like some people ain't really. I don't know, man. You need to do something. It's just you really, really, really think of the human element of the whole sport when you see something like that happen. Thinking about how the man got wife, kids. It's one of those tough situations, man. But nevertheless, I guess this moment was more so about Marc Andre Barriault ending his 2-fight losing skid, getting a knockout at home in front of his hometown in his vintage fashion, I guess.
Yeah, he needed that big time.
You could tell you felt like just seeing the emotion pour out. Like he was worried about his opponent, but also he probably felt like he was on the chopping block.
Yeah,
So that ended the early prelims. We jumped right over to the regular prelims and light heavyweight. I'm sorry, we got uh upcoming contender, somebody who I feel like they're really trying to give a push. Navajo Sterling versus Ivan Erslan. What you thought about this fight, bro?
bro. Straight up, I'm gonna just. I gotta see more from Navajo, bro. I know he
Yeah,
upcoming contender. It's the second UFC fight, but I just don't see that it. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, my brother's very good at picking out fighters when you first see him. There's two fighters on this card that when he's seen them, he said they're gonna be future champions. JDM and Silva, Natalia Silva. With this guy, I just don't see it. You feel me? He may
right.
be a contender. He may get to the top, 10 or whatever. But I got to see more from him, to be honest with you. But this was a good win for him, though. It's not. It's still early, and I think he don't got that many fights. He got less than I believe like 10 UFC, 10 MMA fights total, if I'm not mistaken. So
You
it's still
absolutely
early,
right.
huh?
I see you absolutely right.
Yeah,
I think he like 8-0, but my whole thing counting the win last night. When you look at him and you hear about how good he is at kickboxing, and one thing I can say, it was nice to see him try to add in some wrestling to his game. So I can't give him that knock if he's not improving or he's not evolving. It's still really early, but I
yeah,
feel like for as big as he is and for the hype that they have around him and how elite they say his striking is, I don't feel like I just don't see it. I just really don't see it. Like I said last night on the previous show, there will come a time where he fights someone that's a pretty decent contender, maybe in the bottom top 15 or just outside of the top 15, and he's going to be a huge favorite, and it's going to be the Hobo Nickel situation all over again.
yeah,
Now, granted, he has more fight experience because he was a kickboxer, but I mean, you expect him to have more power in his punches. He almost got the finish at the end, but he throw a lot of naked kicks, meaning he don't set them up. He and he just don't really put a lot of. He don't seem dangerous. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. Not a killer.
All right, and he's kind of hittable too. I noticed he don't circle off and angle off when you throwing strikes at him. He just goes straight back, and I see that being a recipe for disaster. Somebody gonna touch that chin.
Right. Anything more you got on this one, bro?
Nah, that's pretty much it, man. I just want to see Navajo Sterling. I don't think he's gonna be that guy. Prove me wrong. Next up, in another light heavyweight bout, we had Modestas Bukowskis versus Iwan Kutalaba. I definitely. This is one of those other fights that I felt like whoever you pick, I picked the other guy. Um, you just happened to be wrong twice. So but I thought this was a toss 'em up fight. Didn't
This
play
is
out the
a
way I
robbery.
expected it to. Huh?
This is a robbery.
It definitely was. It didn't play out the way I expected it to, as far as going to the decision in either. Though.
Yeah.
So go
Uh,
ahead. What?
I just felt like E1 he kind of controlled the pace a little bit more, and I felt like when he hit Bukowskis, he was having more pop to his shots and more power. Uh, and I mean, he did that for 3 rounds, in my opinion. But the crazy thing to me, I don't remember the other fight, but this is only the second fight that I can remember watching MMA where one judge had a 30-27 one way, and another judge had a 30-27 the second way. There are times where one judge may get one round here and the other round there mixed up or something like that. But to see two judges have a fight completely scored all 3 rounds a different way, bro, we got to do something about our scoring system, bro.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? I
But
could. All right, watching the fight live, I felt like I was the only one. Excuse me. I felt like I was the only one that felt like Bukowskis won the first round. I felt like Modestas won the first round, but I felt like he lost the second round and the third round was a toss up. But when I was asking everybody who was watching it live with me, everybody was saying, "Nah, he lost all 3 rounds." So I was like, "All right." And then when the decision come out, I'm like, "Whoa!" Like I'm the only one that felt like he had a case to win that fight, but it definitely wasn't a 30-27.
if you want to say he won the first, or maybe or the third, but there is no way he won all three though.
No, definitely did.
I just can't see that, man. Um,
Yeah.
maybe make Eon fight Navajo Sterling next, or Bukowski's fight Navajo Sterling next, since he won technically.
Yeah, I think throwing him against Ewan will probably that'll be that fight where he'll probably get finished that I was just talking about, and then if you beat him, then it's only up from there. Bo Nichols situation. I think Modestas Bukowskis, that'll be the most boring fight in the world.
Yeah,
Both guys gonna sit there and look at each other, throw feints, wait, try to counter, and nobody gonna pull the trigger.
just like Jan Blachowicz and Carlos Alberg.
Yeah, basically. Um, I'm gonna let you take this one away.
All right, we got Jessica Maddalena Andrade versus Jasmine Juice the Vicious.
We got who?
Jessica Andrade.
Oh, okay.
I'm a huge fan of her, but I just feel like she had a lot of personal issues with her manager and financial issues going on, and she is toward the end of her career, and the game plan is so obvious for her. Take her down, submit her. Jasmine Juice the Vicious, she needed this win in her home country. This is the biggest win of her career, definitely, and she made it look so easy, bro. She made it look
That's
so
what impressed me.
yeah, how easy it was. Within the first minute of the fight, she picked her up and kind of just slammed her, and she got to the back and just choked her. It ain't really too much to talk about. I like to see her get a main event fight night card next, because I feel like maybe 2 more wins she can fight for the belt. So I feel like she should get a main event fight night next.
Yeah, like I said, she got to start while the iron is hot. I think we both picked her to win. I didn't think it would be that way, that fast. She pretty much steamrolled Jessica Andrade, who is still pretty young, only 33, but
She got a lot of mileage though,
fight
bro.
miles on her, huh?
Now, just even though she's young, she got a lot of MMA miles on her, a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's been around for a while. She was looking like a little less solid than she usually looks. She didn't really seem like she was in shape. I don't even know if she still really cares, if she's just collecting paychecks at this point. You get what I'm saying? But she's not evolving as a fighter. and her best days are definitely behind her.
Who should she fight next, though?
Who, Andrade?
Jasmine.
Oh, Jazzy should fight.
Manon Fiorot.
Nah.
Well, I'm looking at the rankings now. Aaron Blanchfield is number one is Grasso. Number 2 is Fiorot. Number 3 is Blanchfield. Number 4 is Barber. They fight each other. Number 3 and 4. Natalia Silva. She number 5. Rose is number 6. Rose got a fight coming up.
Yeah, her and Natalia Silva make it happen.
Oof. That's tough. All right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that fight. And I like how I didn't notice it, but they put a lot of fights in the same weight class back to back.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jasmine Jazz the Vicious training partner, Mike Malott. He went up against Chuck Buffalo. Charles Radke definitely had his moments in the beginning. Mike Malott, who we did both agree is probably the better fighter, but it's kind of hard to pick somebody once you see him quit. He had no quit in him last night. He looked more determined. I think he probably learned a lot about himself from that loss. He kind of made quick work of Chuck Buffalo, but Mike Malott, the way he was standing in the pocket, looking less gunshot in his last fight, after suffering loss, he seemed more checked in. Like, am I wrong?
No, you're right.
You didn't see him as timid. He seemed determined. He ate quite a few hard shots that would have definitely, I thought, would have deterred him, especially after making it out the first round. I couldn't even really tell you who won that first round, but Mike Malott said it don't matter. No judges needed in this one, and he went ahead and got the knockout, which I did not see coming.
Nope.
26 seconds into the second round.
I'm looking at his area. You know who got robbed last night? Me, because my parlay crashed in the last fight, which I can't wait to hear what y'all got for that. Malott to go.
Malott to go. Yeah, man. I had some people putting in some risky parlays, man, and they hit. The first two fights killed 2 parlays for me off rep. I had Valentina over 2. No, I had Grasso and Silva over 2.5, and then I had I can't remember what else I had on that one, but I had a 3-leg parlays. They both lost in the first 2 fights, so I had to do what you're never supposed to do and chase my losses and get it back, baby. But meanwhile, the missus, she had a really good night last night. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get to the next fight because I feel like that was in her parlay.
This fight hurt me because I'm a Chuck Buffalo fan. He top 15 favorite fighter for me. I just love the nickname and I love the fact that he bring it. I didn't see Mike Malott just starching him like that, bro. And he actually put him out too. Those follow-up shots, some of the nastiest you're gonna see, bro. Like, yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Yeah, the way he dribbled his head off the canvas was crazy. Ref gave him every chance to stick around in that one. Yeah, that crowd was definitely fire, especially when their fellow Canadians won. And he said, my boy just kept live betting Valentina every round. All right, open up the main card. Benoit Saint Denis did exactly what he was supposed to do against Kyle Prepelec. Prepelec hasn't been in the UFC in a while. Yeah, we definitely gonna get that fight. I feel like. I guess we'll get to it when we run up, but I honestly believe that's what's next, and I think the way everything played out last night answered a lot of questions for us moving forward. But Benoit Saint Denis pretty much just put it on this kid. He came out like he was shot out of the cannon. His open at the opening bell, picked him up, put him down, got a little ground and pound, was fishing for subs. Kyle Propelek showed that he could possibly still belong there, but it's just he didn't really have a chance taking the fight on 3 days' notice against a smothering Benoit Saint Denis. I feel like there was no way that fight was going to go to a decision because at that pace, if he wasn't going to break Propelek, he was going to break himself, and that generally don't happen in a BSD fight. But yeah, I was pretty much open that shot.
Hey, they want saying they need to be slinging them bombs, though, bro. He be leaving himself open. And I feel like he can't get too far up in the division, especially in the lightweight division, because he always leaving himself open. And I feel like he's just gonna get starched again eventually. The way your boy did him, you know.
Straight up.
But yeah, this is a good win for him. He needed this after 2 straight TKO KO losses, so I was happy for him. Definitely.
All right, here we go. Former UFC champ Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva, rising up and comer. Like you said earlier, pretty much from the outset when I first saw Natalia Silva, I felt like she was championship material. I remember telling Dean that Natalia Silva was going to dominate this fight, and that's exactly what she did. Alexa Grasso had a few moments when she had to crash in and just she knew, okay, I gotta get as close as I can and just make this a dirty, ugly fight. There was some wild exchanges in that regard, but she wasn't getting the better of those exchanges because Natalia Silva is just so fast, bro. Like I can't really think of another female in this division that can compete with her speed. Maybe Valentina in her prime Valentina, but I think that speed and that footwork is just the story for every fight. And then she used those side kicks like jabs. She side kicked at least Alexa Grasso in the face, sweet chin music style, in the chest, the body. And then those clean hooks and circling off to the side, that footwork is just it make her so hard to hit. She had Alexa Grasso chasing her the whole fight.
Yeah.
She back up, angle off. And I really just want to know if she could keep that up for 5 minutes. I mean, the fight wasn't exactly how I expected, but
Me in 5 rounds?
Yeah, 5 rounds. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why she needed. I want to see her in the main event. You know, Grasso, she just didn't have an answer for it. Basically, she was getting kicked in the face like a lot. I mean, she was getting kicked in the leg, kicked in the chest. Like you say, she used her kicks as like arms, basically, and you know, like jabs to keep distance. Her footwork, the way she moved, that fast, twitchy motion. She seems to be the truth, honestly. Grasso,
a lot of side to side movement, circling off angles as she throws, before she throws, after she throws, and the speed is just something else, man.
And at the end of the second round, Grasso had her up against the cage, and she did like a little sequence where they just started throwing bombs, but she got caught too herself. You know, she did hit her maybe twice, but she ate some nasty hooks. I'm surprised she didn't get sit down off of that. Grasso got a chin, bro. The Mexican spirit is strong in her.
Straight up. Xavier said that side kick to the face, Grasso took nasty work. It definitely was. Natalia Silva say, pack her up, man.
Hey, did you realize there was only one American on the whole card?
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Natalia Silva definitely ready for prime time, man. Throwing the main event. Yeah, that exchange that you're talking about. That's when I realized, okay, like it's over for her because That was her best bet to make it a dogfight. And even when they both threw 6-pack combinations, Grayson probably landed 2. And Silva was still moving her head side to side. Remember I was pointing that out in slow motion?
Yeah.
Still keeping her head off the center line while she was throwing her wild combinations. So she probably landed 4 out of the 6 shots. It was just a masterpiece. Oh, boy. Next up in the showcase bout, we had the living legend, former 2-time UFC featherweight champ, current Hall of Famer, the OG, triple OG, the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, and he was squaring off against Ayman Zahabi. I honestly don't remember who I picked.
You picked Zahabi. We both did.
That was a really good fight. I had some people sitting here saying that Aldo got robbed, but I didn't think so. That third round was close, and it was going Aldo's way. That third round, I can see how it would be hard to score, but I feel like the last thing you see is Aldo being controlled on the ground, getting bombs dropped on him, and those elbows did the most damage in that round. Zahabi got dropped twice, but Aldo was on the ground, getting cut open with brutal elbows. After seeing the first round, I looked and I just knew, all right, yeah, Jose Aldo gonna gas out. I could tell it was crazy. And so he gonna gas out in the third, and that's exactly what he did. Zahabi put a lot of pressure on him in the first, and I don't think Jose liked that. And then and also in the end of the third round, the finishing sequence, you see Jose look up at the clock, and you can tell like that
was it right there.
Yeah, that body language was like him saying that he didn't want to be in there no more. He was like looking for the end of this fight. So I feel like that alone kind of got a little bad on the judges.
Let's start out by saying he missed weight by 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's never good.
And in Canada, legally in Canada, if you miss weight, they don't do a catch weight. They just move you up to the next division. So that's why this was a featherweight bout instead of, I believe, bantamweight. It should have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a bad sign for me right there when I seen he missed weight. And as you get older, it's harder for you to make those weight cuts. You know what I'm saying? And definitely. 10 pounds, bro, that's a lot. That's a lot. So the fact that he missed weight, the first round went to Aldo. Second round went to Zahabi. Third round, Aldo caught him in a sequence where he dropped him. And then
you borked out. I think he froze, but he was talking about Aldo caught him and dropped him.
Yeah, with a knee, I believe. And when Zahabi landed, he landed with his arm. It was like his arm was in his back, kind of like how.
Guy.
And so I thought usually when you see that, the fighter is pretty much on their way out. Bro, I don't know how the hell he recovered. That was pretty impressive to me. I didn't think he had that much heart in him. But he damn sure recovered though. And then when he got up, that's when you see Aldo look at the clock. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, he finna gas out. It's over because he gave everything he got, bro. He gave it all trying to finish him in that sequence. And when it wasn't done, it was more so like he got checked. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I done gave this guy everything I had, and he's still standing. Not only is he standing, but he's rushing me, about to take me down. And he was catching Aldo with some jabs, and then he got Aldo on the ground, which I feel like he should have kept it standing. He could have finished him. If he would have kept it standing, there was no way. And if that was in the center of the octagon, there was no way Aldo would have been able to keep standing. But he caught him with some nasty elbows in the ground and pound, and he was damn near about to finish Aldo. You seen the cut open up on his forehead. You just seen that Aldo was just mentally done. But that would be a hard round to score because a lot of people would give it to Aldo because Aldo dropped him 2 or 3 times and almost finished him. but Zahabi, I feel like came closer to finishing Aldo. And Zahabi, if you took both fighters, Zahabi was the fresher fighter. Like Aldo he was fading, bro. Like there's no way if this was 5 rounds, he would have been able to continue. You know what I mean?
Agreed, 100%. And I think neither guy would have been able to continue, in my opinion. You see, Zahabi didn't really have it in him, so it took everything in him to try to get that finish. Melbo's got kind of weak towards the end, but I know a lot of people were questioning that kick too when Zahabi got dropped, and as he was getting back, Jose gave him what was almost like a soccer kick to the head, but he got up just in time. And plus, the hands don't constitute being down. You got to have your knees down, and I thought that was over right there.
Yeah, me too.
So guys, they put on the war.
It should have been a fight of the night, or maybe I don't know.
So what?
I was gonna say it should have been a fight of the night, but I thought about the main event though.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Also, Aldo laid down the gloves after this too, officially again.
Yeah, I think it's it for real. And well done. Like I say, he accomplished everything already. I definitely doubt he's fighting for the money. And still good to go out, even though you got a loss. We'll remember that performance and say that Aldo never really fell off.
Yeah.
Better to go out like that with all your faculties than to go out like Bruno Silva. Next up, and what was a really, really close fight. We had and what I call the female GOAT, greatest female fighter of all time, in my opinion, Valentina Shevchenko, retaining her undisputed women's flyweight championship. Manon Fiorot did come to fight. It was a great fight. I said I keep calling Friday yesterday, but I said Friday that we would find out how this fight was going to play out based off of the first 2.5, 3 minutes. And I was kind of wrong. It was kind of deceptive. I knew Manon Fiorot could definitely stand with Valentina. I just thought if Valentina could take her down versus if Manon could defend the takedowns, that would be the difference in the fight. And it kind of was, but more in the first round, Valentina was definitely the better striker. So I underestimated her striking or overestimated Manon Fiorot. I'm not sure which one, but and Valentina did get a takedown, and she rolled it out. Didn't do much damage on the ground, but I still wasn't sure if the way she got that takedown was kind of like Manon Fiorot kind of like fell into it, and she caught a leg and kind of like sweeped her up. It wasn't really like I shot a takedown and I got it. You get what I'm saying? It was more so I caught your leg and I got you off balance. I'm gonna get you to the ground. So second round, Valentina starts shooting takedowns and she cannot get them. She kind of lost her bouncing and stuff. Manon Fiorot looked like I thought she may have gotten the nose broken in the first round, and she showed championship mettle by coming back and winning the second round. And this fight was a technical masterpiece. Manon Fiorot actually started using grappling, which I didn't expect. Anytime they were out in space, it seemed like Valentina definitely had the advantage. It was kind of obvious the striking advantage, but when Manon Fiorot could get her up against the cage and take away a lot of the real estate, that's when she was having her most success. I could not tell you who won that third round still, and I cannot tell you who won the fifth round, but I do know that Valentina won round one, Manon won round two, round three was super close. I think Valentina won round four, because she dropped her. And she actually looked like if she would have had 30 more seconds in that round, maybe a minute, she could have got the finish.
That was round 4 when she dropped her?
Yeah.
I thought that was round 2, but he might be right.
And then round 5, I don't know who won that. But it could have very well been 2-2 going into the fifth round.
Oh man, and she used her size, and one thing that she did too, she tried to steal a lot of the rounds. Like she may be losing for like the first three and a half minutes, but that last minute and a half, she'd try to get Valentina up against the cage and use that to try to steal the round, because a lot of times, however the round ends, you could be losing 4 minutes at a fight, but if you get a takedown that last minute and you're on top in the dominant position, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, the judges might give you that round because it was the last impression. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dominic Cruz was very good at doing that in his heyday, but he wasn't using takedowns. So he would just pick up his pace at the end of the round more so.
Yeah, a lot of volume.
So Manning, she was trying to do this, but the thing is, she wasn't doing much damage when she had Valentina in the clinch up against the cage. Valentina caught her with a spinning back fist. She caught her with a spinning kick to the body. She caught her with like a little check hook that dropped her. I'm not sure what round that was, but it was towards the end of the round. Firo in the first minute, her face was already busted up. So I thought that was gonna see like a lot of fight out of her, but it didn't.
Right.
She did show that French people can be tough. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
You know, but I got a lot of respect for her, bro. Honestly, like she earned my respect with this fight.
Yeah, she definitely proved she deserved to beat her.
Yeah, and she's big too. She's real big for that division. But the big question coming out of this fight is what's going to be next with Valentina. Are we going to get the super fight between her and Zhang Li, which a lot of people are clamoring for? I feel like that probably might be the way to go.
That's definitely going to be the way to go. But yeah, Xavier said I was sweating for this one, but my GOAT Shevchenko pulled through. Yeah, I agree with you. That was another debate that we had yesterday. Friday. I had it on the show here. I had it with the missus yesterday, and yeah, you can say Amanda Nunes is the GOAT, but I feel like Valentina is. If you ask me which skill set would I rather have, Valentina's or Manning's, I'm gonna pick Valentina all day.
Yeah, I'm nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm a huge Valentina fan, so I don't even like arguing against her.
Yeah, and I don't like arguing against Amanda Nunes. That's why I don't argue. Like if you say it's her, that's a very it's one of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't argue with it. That's just my opinion. Just may differ. Results may vary.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do coming out of this fight, as far as a super fight, or are you going to make her fight Talia Silva, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very curious.
It's definitely gonna be the super fight. Got to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, but we all know, even though sometimes you may have one obvious fight, it all depends on the fighters themselves. I don't think either one are going to back down, but you never know.
No, me either. Last but certainly
Bilal finally got a Fight of the Night award. I think it's his first bonus ever in the UFC, right?
no, he probably got the bonus for Sean Brady fight for the finish. Probably, but definitely his first fight of the night.
I'm gonna look that up right quick.
We had not defending, but undisputed champ Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad, versus Jack Della Maddalena. Bro, there were two people sitting with me whose parlays all rided on this fight, and they both picked Jack Three Names. I was not convinced Jack Three Names was going to get it done, but he got it done. And the crazy part about it is, Jack is one of those people that my brother said, like, yeah, when I first saw him, I'm like, this dude a future champion all day. But when he was matched up against Bilal, I thought it was a horrible matchup for him. Thought he was just going to get bullied, taken down, rinse, wash, repeat for 5 minutes. Bilal Muhammad only landed just 2 of 11 takedown attempts.
Yeah, something like that.
And Jack Della Maddalena kept him on his feet. Bilal didn't even shoot in the first round, which I was surprised. Bilal definitely has heart, definitely has a chin. Jack Della Maddalena was catching him. Didn't make it look easy, but he definitely, I feel like the right man won that fight. That was another very close contested, competitive fight that I wasn't sure which way the judges were going to go. I felt like Jack Three Names pulled it off, but, I mean, sometimes you never know what these judges be watching, man, and even if they would have said Bilal won, I wouldn't have called it a robbery. That was a really close fight. It didn't get really, it stopped being as competitive in the 5th round. Bilal was going for it, putting more and more. As the fight went on, he increased his pressure. In the 4th round, I saw him starting to gas a little bit, but Jack Three Names almost got that finish, dog.
Yeah, and I don't know how the hell Bilal stood up the whole fight, bro. I don't know how he didn't get dropped because he was catching some clean hooks straight to the dome.
That split him open.
Yeah. Bilal, I know the consensus coming out of this fight is gonna be down below why you stood up with him for 5 rounds, but it's like he had no choice but to.
All right.
Every time he tried to go for the takedown, JDM shorted him off. And the one time he did get a takedown, bro, I've actually both times he got the takedown because I think he was 2 for 11, like you said. JDM got back up. You know what I mean? So,
one of those in the 5th round, I feel like it was a critical moment in the fight.
Yeah, he couldn't hold him down. You know what I mean? So that was Bilal's game plan right there. He couldn't. I mean, whenever he got in the clinch, JDM would. There were times where he got him up against the cage in the clinch, and JDM just completely flipped him, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, so that had to be discouraging and disheartening for Bilal. And you know, he got some good jobs, but JDM was throwing them hooks at him, bro, and it was pretty good. JDM did say after the fight he didn't expect for Bilal hands to be as good and for him to piece him up as much as he did. You know, Bilal hands aren't as bad as we make it seem, but they're nowhere near on the level of JDM. He's not a boxer, you know. So I was very surprised, very shocked, and very happy that JDM became the new undisputed champion. I do feel bad for Bilal. I do feel bad for Bilal because we all know he ain't never getting a title shot again. UFC try to bury him. They hated him as champion. The only thing I don't like about it is I wanted to see him defend against Kamaru because of that beef that they got going on. But it's all good. We got other fights we can see. And one thing I don't like is that now this opens up the door for this Dagestani to come and try to take the belt when we already got a stacked division. We don't need other people coming in this division making it more muddy than what it already is. You got Ian Gary, you got Sean Brady, you got Sean.
Lightweight didn't need it either, so tell your boy to go back down to featherweight.
No, he having weight issues though. That's different.
Uh-huh.
And you also got Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley. You got 5 people right there that's on the cusp of a title shot. And then you got this guy finna come in just to make everything worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stay at lightweight. Defend against Ilya. Stop being scared. Stop running. Stop ducking.
I don't think he's running or ducking, but I mean that's neither here nor there.
He openly said he don't want to fight him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight him either if I got 2 of my title defenses against the guy coming from a lower weight class. What do you gain from that if you win?
Okay, but he's no longer a featherweight though. He's now a lightweight, so he's in your weight class now.
But if you win, then yeah, he was smaller than you anyway. If you lose, you got beat by that little person, and it's crazy because Yeah, he's a featherweight now, but that's not how everybody gonna perceive it. That's why he was saying like get a quality win in this weight class first, and then.
That's like a
Well,
dog. It's like a dog. It is a dog. Hey man,
so
I feel like I'm getting tired of these fighters get a belt and then always thinking about the next thing ahead. You know what I mean? Now, in the case of Shevchenko and Wei Lee, that's different because Wei Lee cleaned out her division, bro. There's not really nobody in that division for her to fight. You know what I mean? And there's got to be a good super fight. But in this case, you got a slew of lightweight contenders, or one consensus lightweight contender. You know, and then in the welterweight division, you got so many people. Like Xavier said, looks like a duck to me. He is ducking.
hey, I think the real thing here is I think Bilal was kind of ducking Islam himself. Like, are they really that close? Or do you just not want to fight him? But
You gotta understand. I don't want to question them because they both got a Muslim background and they train together. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You might be on the zone, but
yeah, I think so. But yeah, hey, I would like to add this. Jack three names. Um, his composure and his ability to like alter his footwork, because I feel like his footwork is what kind of kept him out of a lot of the wrestling situations.
yeah,
That was really impressive. He showed a really high fight IQ. A lot of times when he threw shots, he would duck down with Bilal, so they'll still be face to face, trying to prevent from being shot on. Definitely improved his takedown defense by a wide margin, wide margin, and like you said, Bilal will never see the title again. And
who's
it's
the
crazy.
ball fight next to, bro?
The one time, bro, the one time. I've been picking against Bilal Muhammad since we've been doing this show.
Ha!
The one time I pick him, the one time, bro, I like ever that I pick him, he lose.
That's crazy.
The one time, even Trevor be saying it. Oh man, like you just gonna keep shitting on this guy, huh? You gonna go, and it's like, oh man, the one time I pick him, he lose.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
think Jack Green should
yeah.
fight Shavkat, defend that belt against him if he come back healthy. If not, then I mean, whether he come back healthy or not, they definitely gonna give it to Islam. And if Islam run into Shavkat, I feel like stylistically, Shavkat could do him in.
Yeah, but what about Bilal, bro?
Or he finna go sit in the closet with sit in timeout, I should say, with Leon Edwards, as
Ha!
people who had to work so hard to get to a title shot, got the belt, and now the UFC is just gonna put him on timeout. Like, here, you had your shot, you stand over here.
Yeah, same. I wanted to remember the name, but no, I ain't never gonna.
Oh boy. So yeah, man, that was definitely a fun event.
All right, so look, according to my calculations here,
Mhm.
I went 6-6 last night. You want to guess what you went?
You went 6-6, so I went 8-4.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You see, I'm 6-6. You was 8-4. Let's get into the KO tonight real quick. Let me set that up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, one of my bets that did hit when I was chasing my losses was the Andre Barry up by knockout.
Yeah.
I had Brad Katona to get over 63 strikes. That didn't go well either. But speaking of that knockout, Mark
All right, let's get
Andre.
to it. So, KO of the night. This was an obvious one. Mark Andre Barrio destroying Bruno Silva. He caught him with 2 elbows. The first elbow, then the second elbow was what made him go limp. But because they were in the clinch, he was leaning up on Barrio, so he went limp and started falling. And as he fell, Barrio caught him with another 4 shots. It was brutal. It was so brutal.
And the way, if you look at the top picture, the way his hand is behind Barrios' head, so he can't even use it to defend or like partially blocking any of these shots. That's what made it even more vicious.
And just look at that bottom view, the area view of him just laying there.
Man,
yeah, nasty.
Not good at all.
Now, I believe this is the first for our beatdown of the night. We got to say Mark Andre Barrio brutally sleeps Bruno Silva with ferocious elbow knockout. If you look, the bottom left picture is the first elbow, and then the top picture is the second elbow. And then you see Bruno getting carried out on the stretcher. He holding his face. Like I said, I think they said he was released from the hospital last night, but I hope he's all right. He need to retire. Not because of how bad the knockout was, but because he already talked about him not having the mental capacity and him not having the will, you know what I'm saying, to want to be in there again. So
right, that's the most dangerous place to be when you don't want to be.
Yeah, you need to lay it down, man.
But yeah,
that's pretty much all we got. What's up, John?
What's happening? Mark Andre Barrio making MMA Brothers history, getting the knockout and beat down of the night. Oh boy, this card was really exciting. I could definitely watch it again, and I'm looking forward to one of the most anticipated title fights of the year. Next time we come to y'all about a pay-per-view, it will be UFC 316, which is Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili for the second time. But even more exciting to me is Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison for the undisputed bantamweight championship.
So I know y'all may be wondering, damn, didn't these two fight already recently? Yeah, they did, but apparently things have changed because O'Malley, he's not choking his chicken no more. He stopped smoking weed, stopped playing video games. He's more focused. This is what he's saying now. I'm not, there to tell you, but this is what he's saying. So this is going to be a different Sean O'Malley. He's working on his wrestling more and everything, according to him. So, this is everything that he's telling us. Can't wait to see Pena lose again. Pena finna get that. She finna win. I'm picking Pena.
Yeah, Pena definitely gonna get that belt.
The last time she became a tour, not last time, but when she beat Amanda Nunes, that was a good night for you, bro.
Yeah, it definitely was. She split. She won and one with Amanda Nunes. Apparently, if she get the win here, Nunes come back and give her that trilogy. But apparently Nunes coming back to get the win regardless. I definitely think Pena is going to win that fight. She's a massive underdog, and I'm looking to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I will be too.
That's pretty much it for me. I got nothing else.
Nah, man, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we'll be coming to y'all looking at UFC 316, Merab versus O'Malley. And that's pretty much it. Y'all enjoy y'all Mother's Day and enjoy some basketball.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Thanks for watching on Twitter. Thanks for X or whatever. Thanks for watching whatever platform you watch on. And like he said, take this time to appreciate the special woman in your life. None of us would be here without a mother.
Facts.
And don't take it for granted, because some of us today is a sad day for a lot of people. You get what I'm saying? So just cherish all the time you have with your parents, and make today all about your mom, man. I mean, you only get one, and when she's gone, she's gone.
You got nothing more to add.
Peace.
Peace.